views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily reflect the views of Real TV, its affiliates, or sponsors.
Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From use the drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Yeah, straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From use the drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From use the drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Yeah, straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From use the drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice.
It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful evening, Tuesday to be exact, 31st of August 2026. We're in the land of the living. If you're seeing me, that means you're in the land of the living. I want to say welcome to all of you all that are listening with us, who is joining in with us, who's going to be joining in with us. We are live on Real TV. Yours truly, Dale the Voice. I'm going to be here with you guys for the next 2 hours, where we're going to give you all, we're going to go straight to the point. We're not going to fluff it. We're not going to beat around the bush. We're not going to do anything else. So tell a friend to tell a friend. We are live on Digicel channel 32, Green Dot channel 26, Airlink channel 25, B Mobile at 110, Amplia at channel 116. We're also live on the Tego app. So if you don't have the Tego app, you need to go download that app as well. And of course, we're live on YouTube as well as on TikTok. You're on TikTok on Dale the Voice this afternoon. So tell a friend, share a friend. You have absolutely no excuse this evening to not be inside with us. So just before I start this show and we get into the real prevalent things and the real topics that is plaguing us in our beautiful country and in the beautiful world, I want to just touch in on just a few things. Earlier on today, I was just perusing, and I saw an article where they were saying that a pregnant woman was found dead in Canupia following an argument. She was identified as Anna Lala, and she was found dead at her apartment. The police are still investigating that. Also, 10 men have been held in connection with the murder of municipal police officer Anushka Eversley and the theft of firearms at the San Fernando Municipal Police Station on Sunday. The Minister of Homeland Security, Roger Alexander, confirmed this at Tuesday's sitting of the Senate and assured the immediate measures have been put in place. He said that immediate measures have been put in place to safeguard law enforcement and to protect the public. Now, I have a few comments here, but I just want to make sure that I'm not just speaking and saying something and that we could add to it. So, Mr. Director, if you could play the N1 for me. We'll
Mr.
play
President,
that.
I thank the honorable member for the question. The murder of Corporal Eversley at the San Fernando Municipal Local Government Police Station, Mr. President, and the subsequent stealing of firearms is a matter of great national concern. Since this incident occurred less than 48 hours ago, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service has worked around the clock. I am confirmed that according to the information from the Commissioner of Police, that 10 men, ages 16 to 33, are currently in police custody. We have made significant progress in the recovery of these stolen hardware, including 1 MPX submachine gun, 4 shotguns, 1 revolver, and 39 pistols. That includes also, Mr. President, 900 rounds of ammunition. Mr. Speaker, also, Mr. President, also 39 pistol magazines and 1 MPX magazine. While the investigation is at a sensitive stage and we await the direction of the Director of Public Prosecution, the Commissioner of Police is already implementing drastic, immediate institutional changes, Mr. President. These include strict new accountability protocols for firearm storage, security to ensure such a breach never happens again at the municipal local government police station. Thank you.
Yes, Senator Faris Alvarez.
Thank you, Mr. President. May I take this opportunity to express my deepest condolences to the family of the murdered Corporal Anuska Eversley, somebody who I actually knew in the course of duties. My deepest condolences, I'm sure, on behalf of us all. Honorable Minister, in light of your answer, would you be able to inform as to whether the state of emergency which is currently prevailing and the widespread mechanisms available to it are being utilized in the management of this terrible crime?
Honorable and Security, if you wish to respond.
Mr. President, all the members of the national security apparatus are presently engaged at this time in order to bring closure to this situation as soon as humanly possible.
Right, sorry. It really is something. I mean, it's unfortunate, really and truly, the situation that we've been going through, we've been seeing, where it is we're talking about a police officer in a station and the unfortunate circumstance of what took place. I mean, it is really, really, really unfortunate. However, I was trying to keep myself a little updated as to what was happening and what was taking place. And I was trying to follow something with the facts. Because we've been hearing all kind of thing on the media. One person talking, they say, the last thing I think I hear was they say 100 plus guns went missing. Then the commissioner, choice man it, but the commissioner would have said that no civilian firearms were stolen. Then we hear that there was a cache of weapons, over 30-something weapons were recovered. And then later on, I would have seen where they said that they would have arrested over 10 persons in connection with it. So I just want to make sure that we are updated and that we are kept updated exactly with what it is taking place where that is concerned. Now, I actually was going to play a piece of the TTPS's media briefing, but somehow I feel like today's topic is very prevalent. But I want to ask you all a question before I go into what I have planned today. And I'm realizing that there's a trend with ministers. I don't know if it's probably a new thing where that the ministers are no longer answering questions to the members of the media. I saw a video today, I said it to my director and he told me, Dale, we can't play that, but we go play the audio for it. Because I want you all to get the gist and understanding. Because I don't know, in all my timing of being in the media, and before being in the media, watching TV, I don't think I've ever heard or seen anything like this before. I was okay with a minister blowing into a bag and telling us, a bag of hot air and all these different things. But let's take a listen to this. Just listen to this.
Senator Roberts, good afternoon. We understand the agency
Yet?
is supposed to issue a statement with regards to the OPR's decision. Do you know where that statement is, when we'll be getting that statement?
Good afternoon. All here again, here what to do when I walk in there, scream through the bars like you're screaming at a turnkey and make a story out of it.
You'll hear that, right? You'll hear that, right? The minister told the reporter, wait until I reach behind the bars and start to shout at me, start to scream at me, like how you just scream for a turnkey. I don't know. I don't know how to feel, I don't know how to feel anymore in this diaspora of media and politics and things that you wouldn't dream of hearing and seeing. It is now happening. I mean, we're living in a comedy fest, but they say Trinidad is not a real place. And my question is it that we have an issue with members of the government, whether it be opposition or present government, responding to the members of the media? I don't know. But let me not let that sidetrack me too much. Because today is an issue and it's a conversation that I believe is very well needed to be had. Probably the last 8 months, or 8 months ago, we would have seen mass undertakings of jobs being lost in our country. A bit of mass undertaking of jobs. And some of these jobs would have been some of the government entities in terms of URP, CPEP, forestry, and all these other different things that we would have seen happening. And the government would have said the ghost gangs and all these different things. And I am not disputing the fact of the ghost gangs, because we know it are ghosts. We know it are ghosts all out. We know it have corruption. We know it have all kind of nonsense going on. But after all of this, I've been hearing persons saying they're under pressure. Jobs hard to find. We can't pay we rent. Can't buy groceries. Things just real hard. So my thing is, I know I would have had an interview some time back on another platform with the minister, and I would have had an interview with some other stakeholders and union members and reps and everything else. We're literally 8 months into it. What is really happening? And I want to, when we probably come back from the break, I'm going to give you all that time and opportunity to send voice notes, or you could even call us in live at 744-7325. And the real thing that I want to know is what's really taking place and what's happening with these various government agencies and projects, because they will tell us the URP is a temporary job position and all these different things. So when we come back from the break, I want to go head first into this, and of course I will be joined when we come back from the break by Mr. Roach, Labor Relations Officer from the Banking, Insurance and General Workers Union. You'll be here with me when we come back. So stick and stay. We're here on Real TV. This is Straight to the Point.
Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From music, drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Girl, it's straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From music, drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice.
2050 install, yes, the Adina 12K Flex series are back in stock and these are going fast. Here's a look at some of our actual installations so you can see the finishings for yourself. Tidy chunking, level mounts and clean workmanship every time. Fast cooling, energy efficient, quiet, durable and of course clean and professional installation every time. We have limited stock and the last shipment sold out in days. This is the Fixer Center's most requested AC units. It's perfect for bedrooms, offices and small living spaces. Get your unit installed for 2050 right here at the Fixer Center. You can visit us at Lightpole 109 Monroe Cunupia or give us a call at 424-1563.
Are you looking for the right space for your business? Fred's Plaza has the space you need. We offer professional rental spaces designed for growing businesses. Conveniently located in San Juan on the Eastern Main Road, opposite the PTSC terminal and between Royal Castle and Mario's. Easy access, high visibility. For inquiries, call or WhatsApp 868-384-7142 today or visit Level 3 Fred's Plaza for details.
Hi, I'm Zalisa Budu Singh Rupani, and I'm inviting you to join me for Conversations with Zalisa right here on Real TV. It's not just another talk show, it's a space for real stories, real insight, and real impact. We cover it all: health, law, parenting, relationships, drug and substance abuse, mental health, social issues, and so much more, with expert guests who help bring clarity to life's most important questions. So whether you're looking to be informed, empowered, or simply inspired, this show is for you. Weekdays at 10 a.m. with repeats on Real TV.
Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From music, drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Girl, it's straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From music, drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice.
So welcome back. We are here straight to the point. And as I told you, it's going to be joined by Mr. Roach, Comrade Javon. It's Javon, right?
Correct.
Comrade Javon,
Correct.
Javon Roach, who is the Labor Relations Officer attached to the Banking, Insurance and General Workers Union. The acronym is what? Big Woo?
Big Woo.
Big Woo.
Yeah.
I actually got a phone call today from one of the persons that was in the, I think they were attached to URP.
Right.
So they told me, they said, I see a thing going out there with you're going and talk about with the unemployment and thing and whatever and thing. So, and they say but Big Woo won't be down there. So I was like, yeah. And then them now they say, I have to go next week, I'll go and make sure and pay my dues and things for the union thing. Yeah, that's all. So
Well, I'm glad that it's helping comrades know that they convene and pay the dues and keep things up.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's one of the technicalities that the employer may use to bring the issue back out of the court.
Right.
Because they're going to raise the issue of worker in good standing.
Right. If you're in good standing
yes.
with the union.
Correct.
So,
is right.
You know, I think it's about, I can't even believe it's about 8 months probably since the last time I would have spoken to you in relations to what is happening and what is going on in regards to, and I don't want it to just be that, all right, a whole set of people get relieved of their jobs under the retrospect of corruption, under the retrospect of all of these things happening, and the government trying to clean up, they're trying to ghostbuster the scene, you know, get rid of all the ghosts and all these different things, because I really don't really care for the politics. I'm more interested in the people, because I've been hearing people say things hard. And we're not talking about the persons who would have their jobs augmented where they have more than one job, but for those who had sole responsibilities. So before I left, before we get into the interview, we had some voice notes there. So I want to get those voice notes played, and then we will get into our discussion, because it ties right back into exactly what we're talking about today, which is the issue of unemployment, and solely in terms of URP. We had situations with CPEP, forestry and all these different...
And extended to pure. We have a lot of people being affected by the changing government.
A lot. So, Mr. Director, let's see what we have there on the inside in terms of running it.
Hi, good day. So, I used to work URP. It was a part-time thing for me. I was a checker. I used to actually work at the URP office, Aruka, Maloney constituency, that's Region 5. I got another job, and I was just part-time with URP, and I was wholly and solely dependent on URP. There's a lot of persons who I would have worked with who depend on the URP salary. I have ex-co-workers who currently are home and not working since URP has been closed down. URP was actually a side job to me, but at the end of the day, the additional income was a big help for me, because I was building my house. I'm still currently building my house. It's almost completed. All right. So I had a second job. I used to go to URP job in the morning, early in the morning, and by 10 o'clock I'm at my second job. The money came in handy. I used to get like $840 or $860 a fortnight. Right? So it's like $1,600-1,700 per month. And I used to survive off of that money. And funds from my other job is what I would use to buy like building materials and whatnot to build my house.
Yeah. I think the state definitely needs to take into consideration the single mothers that will be affected from this.
A lot of single mothers will be affected.
A lot of single mothers will be affected.
A lot.
I think the harsh reality that is taking place is that there wasn't much contemplation into how this was affecting society as a whole.
You think so?
When we decided to...
You think so, or they just didn't care?
Of course, they didn't think about that. They didn't think in its entirety that single mothers will now not be able to feed their families, because this comrade had a situation where she had 2 jobs, but there were a lot of people who did not have 2 jobs.
They didn't have a fallback.
There are a lot of people who also utilize the URP and these similar programs and the hours to facilitate elderly care, taking care of their older parents or taking care of young ones while having a source of income. So now either you're going to have to choose care for my family or completely abandon them and have an income. What does that do to the society? Because you see this affecting crime.
It is.
Because crime is not a construct of just one aspect of society. These things contribute to crime, and we look at the social programs that are available now and whether or not they facilitate the development of society again. So I'm happy that the comrade had a fallback opportunity, because there are a lot more comrades who we have taken up matters for who did not have that alternative. Their sole source of income was URP. And a lot of them were actually full-time. They were inside of the office. We had administrative assistants, we had draftsmen, we had engineers, some of them deputy managers, right? And regional managers, women committee, etc. And these people had to be there full-time, 8 to 4, Monday to Friday. So they didn't have an alternative.
They have no room to have a second job.
Correct.
And some of them are still home on the breadline.
Some of them are still home on the breadline. As a matter of fact, they are affected by the statements that people would have made. When you see things like they're a ghost gang, there's criminals, right? They're corrupted. When you go for employment and your resume says URP. What is your circumstance there?
Yeah.
Would you hire someone that have a circumstance that they've identified as being associated with criminal life, especially in 2026?
You get stigmatized. You get stigmatized one time, and
these things are affected.
That's really sad.
And I will tell you, Dale, that we've included this as a caveat in our trade disputes at court, because there must be some compensation for defaming my character. You did not produce one aspect of evidence for that allegation, but yet you spewed that allegation into the public domain.
Yeah. We have our next voice note there. I want to clear up that, because when we get into this,
Good evening.
Good afternoon.
After working 15 years with the Unemployment Relief Program as an engineering assistant,
15 years.
I was terminated on the 10th of September after working paycheck to paycheck, living on paycheck to paycheck. I just got a loan to take out a vehicle after all these years. I have 2.5 years again installments. I still have 2 children going to school. So being terminated at that point in time with no income at this age, hard for me to get work anyway. Even though I've seen younger people than me trying to get work, so at my age it's very difficult. So being terminated at this point in time in my life has been very difficult for me to be living right now. No income, have no saving, because as you know, for the past 15 years we never had a raise of pay. So you're working on a salary from 15 years ago to now. It's been hard, and now it's worse now. It's like I live in hell, but I trust in God still. You have a blessed evening.
How much trust in God, especially when you live in paycheck to paycheck. I want to say good afternoon to all of you all that are on the live. Lynn, I see you. Lala, I see you. Bruce Wayne, I see you as well. And all of you all that are checking in. And there's a serious thing that we're going to deal with here today. Director, give me about, let me see if we could fit in about 3 more voice notes depending on the length. I know we have a break that will come up very soon, and then we'll get into it.
Hi, good day. Being terminated last year from URP abruptly was that it really affected me badly. Just about 9 months before, I took a loan from JMB Bank, and I live in an HGC development in San Fernando. And being terminated, right now I'm only bank over $15,000. HGC is writing because of unemployment.
Wow.
And of course, when we go through all these things, stress, high blood pressure, all these things affect us. Lack of food items, it brings us into a place of sadness, depression. It brings us to a place of uncomfortableness.
Sure.
And it really, really affected me and hundreds of persons.
Wow.
And it's sad. It's really, really, really sad.
Wow.
Dale, before the director plays the other set of voice notes, it's heartbreaking to hear the comrades' passion, and the pain over these voice notes. And we do empathize and we completely understand, because URP was meant as a safety net in society.
Yeah, that was the purpose and aim of it.
To also facilitate skills training and the development of persons. Now you're talking about having the persons who administrated these activities being sent home without notice, without prior notice.
Yeah.
While we talk about the Retrenchment Act and the variation of it, ratifying an enhanced retrenchment and redundancy program, you also have a situation where these people weren't given any notice. You didn't get the opportunity to prepare, to inform your debtors that this is going to be my situation,
what happening, and to put things into place.
Employment, right? And when you have these situations taking place, of course, it's going to create a depressed society.
Wow.
What is the psychological effect that you're going to have on yourself and your family when you cannot provide for them? So we do have a struggle in society. We have a struggle where we've had a change in government. And coming out of the change in government, you had the people who are the most vulnerable in society that has been treated and exploited in some aspect without fair consideration for how it would affect their mental health.
Father, we're going to pay some bills, and when we come back, we're going to come back with some more. Stick and stay. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're going to talk about the things, and that's why I made sure I started early, because I want to make sure that we don't miss a thing today. So keep it locked, straight to the point. We are here. Don't go anywhere.
Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the push. From news to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice.
Broadcast your yagnas, weddings, and Hindu celebrations live on Real TV. Share your special moments with us. Share your devotion with the nation. Call us at 373-8946 or email realtv.corporate@gmail.com to host your celebration today.
Ladies and gentlemen, young people, senior citizens, it is my pleasure and privilege to invite you to look at the program Inspired on Real TV at 2 p.m. every Wednesday afternoon. Inspired is designed to lift your spirits, to help you overcome depression and failure so you could be an outstanding, extraordinary success. We have special experts every Wednesday who will inspire you to do better, to be your best self. So may God bless you. And remember, every Wednesday at 2 p.m., please look out for the program Inspire.
I am Walter Stewart, President of the Trinidad and Tobago National Council of Parent-Teacher Associations Incorporated. Join us every Thursday, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Real TV, where we look at NPTA Speaks, National Parent-Teacher Association Speaks, on topical and relevant issues pertaining to parents, teachers, education, and students of Trinidad and Tobago. This, of course, encapsulates local, regional, and international audiences every Thursday, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Real TV, NPTA Speaks.
Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the push. From news to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the push. From news to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice.
We are back and we are live and we're getting straight to the point right here. I want to say good afternoon to all of y'all that are locked on to us. If you are locked on to us, wherever you are locked on actually, if you're locked on to us on Digicel channel 32, Green Dot channel 26, Airlink 25, B Mobile 110, Amplia channel 116, or on the YouTube. I'm seeing a lot of y'all on YouTube this afternoon. I'm thinking and figuring that y'all came here to see if Mr. Roach is going to have behavior today. We're also live on my TikTok as well, Dale the Voice. So I want to say good afternoon to all of y'all. I'm seeing you all, Delage. I am seeing you on TikTok. Glennis, I'm seeing you as well. David, I'm seeing you as well. And I'm seeing there are a lot of contributions on the YouTube as well. Kevin Springer, my brother, I see you. Links, good afternoon to you. Angela, I'm seeing you as well. Deborah, good afternoon. And y'all know, Annette, Miss Annette, good afternoon to you as well. I see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'm going to try my utmost best to see as much as comments that I could read to add into the conversation. I know we still have a heap load of voice notes because everybody wants to get their voice heard. And of course, we have the Labor Relations Officer, Comrade Jovan Roach, on the inside with us as well. He's going to face the heat, or in other words, and the rules for this show, Mr. Roach, we're not fluffing nothing. If it is what it is, it is what it is. We state it as that. And then when we let the union fight the rest.
Well, of course, we're trade unionists. We're here to fight and only fight.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you're a labor relations officer, because I feel like I might want to join the union. Just hearing that you all also represent members of the media. So we will get into that later on.
Of course.
I'm seeing here, Trinidad, this is coming from Deborah, Trinidad is in a sad state because when people lose their jobs and they have a family to take care of, it becomes very stressful and frustrating. Link said these are the government agencies which has the lowest pay rates or salaries, and without ample notice they have been terminated, which is so sad. You're talking about these people have the lowest paid salary, some of the lowest paid salaries in the land. When you look at that, they have bills to pay, they have the credit union to pay, they have the bank to pay. Some of these persons have 2 to 3 children that they're still in primary school, secondary.
I want to add to that deal that if you watch the age group of a lot of the employees of URP, they are grandmothers.
Yeah.
And these grandmothers, they don't just take care of their grandchildren, they take care of the entire street and village.
Correct.
They make sure that everyone in the area is cared for.
Correct. Yeah.
So when you affect that source of income, you're talking about the entire village being affected.
I know of someone personally who worked URP. And when the whole situation started, I called him. I said, bro, everything good with you? He said, yeah, for the hour. Well, you know, I mean, say anything come true yet. And about later the evening, he called me and he said, I just get the letter. And he was the main breadwinner of the house. Paying for a vehicle. Paying for a vehicle. Have to take care because he has 2 children. He has a wife. And he is the main breadwinner.
Well, how do you feel as a man, Dale? As a man, you're the man of the home. And you come home and you have nothing to provide for your family.
That is frustrating. It is frustrating. It could lead you to the point of saying I'm going in the grocery and put 2, 3 things in my pocket and go because I need to provide for my family.
You have no choice because you have crying children at home. When a child hungry, when a child hungry, it's very hard to face.
Bro, I cannot even watch a child in the face and say, I can't. As a father, you will want to be able to provide for your family and say, let me do this. Correct. And the way all things is, because he told me, he said, I had to go and work PH on the road.
So you're into illegal activities.
And not only that, he gets about 3-4 tickets working PH on the road.
So he compounding his already high credit.
So you're already in debt. And it's more debt again.
Because you're trying to survive.
The people frustrated. And then you want to hear the worst part? After receiving those tickets, his license was expiring. So his license expired.
Right, and
he cannot pay his ticket. He cannot renew his license. Now the license term period, it has passed the expiration date. So now guess what happened? He now has $1,125 added.
Wow.
On top of. Wow. And when he told me this, I started to feel sick because I am saying, anybody care?
But Dale, the question is how much should poor people face before we decide to retaliate? I promise the comrades war. Because where there is no justice, there cannot be peace. You cannot put someone in shame. You held your head high being employed and they took that from you without proper justification and processes. and then tell you, well, we're dealing with corruption, and we'll go about our business as per usual.
Let's deal with the ghosts. But when you deal with the ghosts, bro, and you're driving down in certain streets, and you're seeing bushes hitting the top of your vehicle.
When the comrades know that I represent URP, they say, well, Trinidad looking post-apocalyptic. They say this is the Walking Dead.
No, I'm telling you.
Grasses everywhere. It looks depressing. We have a depressing experience because you didn't just remove URP. You remove URP, CPEP, Pure,
all the agencies that deal with the upkeep of the country, and more.
You're obviously going to affect it. Forget tourism. Forget having a beautiful country. Abandon it altogether because our only agenda is to prove our point. And someone has said it. They have said it before. These people do not seem to care. Because you're seeing no action out of this to remedy the situation.
Wow.
We hear talks of employment that is coming. We hear talks that we understand the situation. But what has transpired?
Wow. Wow. Director, here what are doing? I don't even want to specify a specific time for phone calls. The line's open right through. So once it is that you'll have something to add, 7447325, you can call us directly. You can call us via WhatsApp. As the voice notes come in, we will try to stream in the voice notes into our conversation as well. No WhatsApp calls? All right, so we'll do direct calls. Right? So we'll do the direct calls. If you want to send the voice notes, we could still do the voice notes. And of course, for those of you that are commenting online, I'm seeing all comments on all the platforms, and I will try to bring them up. So even if you have questions for Comrade Roach, we can address it. I see somebody put in the comments, war.
We promise them war. We promise them war. Where there is no justice, there is no peace.
Wow. Play a next voice note for me. I actually wanted to play a video clip with the minister speaking about certain things, but we'll leave that for later on. You have a next voice note there?
Presently.
Ready.
I have been employed with URP for the past 10 years plus. I started off as a daily paid, then became a monthly paid staff, which total 10 years plus. I am a single parent. Upon termination, I had a son who was doing medicine at university. He was a third-year student. I am his sole provider. I also have to pay my rent. I have a small loan which I took out for my son to help with my son. When I got terminated on the 2nd of October 2025, it came like a thief in the night. No one told us that we were being terminated so that we could have better prepare ourselves for it. The stress level that I received after, it was not easy. Having to sort money to pay rent, to put food on the table, to pay your light bill. Having to go to the grocery, having to choose what you want, not what you need, not what you want, but what you need actually. Have to put back stuff.
Wow.
First time in my life I've ever sat in the grocery and cry.
Jeez.
I was trying to stretch the little money that I had. When we got terminated, the senator of the world have given us 1 month's salary, which was not true. They never paid us the 1 month.
So they get out?
No, not everybody.
They paid us at about 3 months after.
Wow.
And it was at a full month. We had to go all at the back and forth to get the money. We had to go to head office to beg for the money. To literally beg for the money. When you go to head office, you couldn't get to see nobody. Because you had to stand up in the road, which I think was unfair. They gave you the termination letter, like, not even in an envelope, a lot of errors on it. And when we asked anybody to address it, had nobody to address that. That alone was stress. You have to get passage up and down to court and rectify that. You can say nobody aged in the 50s. No one will employ you now. It's very hard to get employment. And that's at that age. Who's going to employ you? I have no skills to say like I could sew or anything to look back on. I have been doing clerical for all my years. It's at this point in time it's very stressful and hard. I have a rent to pay, a loan to pay, and I have to eat. It affected my household so bad that my son had was to quit. I had to beg him, just put it off, to go and seek a job to help pay the rent. Again, who's going to employ someone with no experience?
Wow. Here what's going on. We have a break up now. We're going to take that break, and then when we come back, we dive in straight into it.
$599.95 for this circular saw. This is the total 1400 watts, 7¼ inch circular saw. Proper power, 1400 watts pushing 4800 RPM. So when you're cutting, it's actually cutting. Clean cuts through board, framing and ply. No struggle. Adjustable cutting depth and bevel cuts up to 45 degrees for angle work. It comes with a 24 teeth circular saw blade and an extra pair of carbon brushes, so you are ready to go. And once again, it's only $599.95. So stop fighting with your tools. Upgrade to the 1400 watts now. Available now at the Fixes Center. You can visit us at Lipole 109 Monroe Cunupia or give us a call at 424-1563.
I am Zalisa Budusing Rupani, inviting you to join me for the rebirth of Apne Sitare, Our Stars, a vibrant and spectacular show celebrating the incredible local talents of the sons and daughters of Trinidad and Tobago. Experience the beauty of our culture through singing, dancing, and musical performances as we keep the arts alive and shining bright. Tune in right here on Real TV every Sunday from 1 p.m. for Apne Sitare, Our Stars. See you there.
Hey, I'm Enrique.
And I am Alicia.
And this is Voices of the People,
where Trinbago speaks.
Join us every Monday and Friday
from 2 to 3 p.m.
on Real TV,
where we give you, the people,
a voice.
Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the push. From news to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Yeah, straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the push. From news to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice.
We are back, and it's getting very serious, and we're going to get straight to the point, because at the end of the day, this is what matters. These are some of the conversations where, and my fellow comrades in the media, don't take me the wrong way, but sometimes we try to mama guy and sensationalize things that are happening. We may give somebody a 15-minute interview, have them on set with you, and in the 15 minutes, you have about 3 breaks, and then we really never get to the point. Or we get to what the media wants you all to put out of it, because at the end of the day, story sells. And we have real issues and real situations that are taking place right here in our country. I don't even think if I could probably stand up to hear the rest of voice notes and contributions, because I'm seeing them coming left, right, and center. I'm seeing the activity online as well with the comments and the things that are people saying. And you're seeing hurt. You are seeing it, you're feeling it, you're seeing the hurt coming through the words on the screen. And it is the questions to be asked. And then the questions to be answered, because you're hearing now that some people got their money, some people didn't. And if you put yourself into the shoes, of some of these people, you probably would have gone mad already.
Well, I admire these comrades' strength, because the ability to communicate that hurt takes a different type of strength. And these people have been executing that for these past couple months while having absolutely nothing. Dale, I'll tell you that comrades have been contacting the office to say that we want to pay the dues. But we have nothing. I literally don't have bread in my house.
Yeah.
And we explained that we truly and genuinely understand.
Yeah.
However, we do endorse, do not let them win that easily.
Yeah, you had a proper fight.
You have to, listen, every single time they come to the office staff make sure and put a contribution towards dues, because they understand that plight.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, they've taken away these people's dignity. So you are less than human. You are now considered a second-class citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. All for what? Political warfare?
It's crazy. That is crazy. That is really, really, really crazy.
No consideration deal for the transition process.
Yeah.
Regular employment has a EAP program for whenever you are challenged. It has nothing for anything therapeutic or psychological for none of these URP workers. They have not extended anything to them. They have not suggested, well, listen, you all can come in and have a conversation with a specialist, right, a doctor, etc., to discuss these things, because we know that suicide is real. So you have to show some human side towards some kind of compassion for human nature, and it is not taking place. I wanna address another aspect of it with vacation. That some of these comrades, they had their vacation inside,
and they didn't pay them for it.
This happens sporadic.
Right.
So you come to work a day and somebody hits you a letter.
Right.
But you apply for vacation the month after.
Right.
So you ask him, well, what's taking place with my vacation? Would I be compensated for it? To date, nothing. Nothing. So you've lost what you're entitled to. And here's what they would say from time to time. Well, you're a contract worker.
Right.
But the laws are very clear in its definition of what is a contract
after
worker.
6 months is...
Right, where you have been continuous, where the function deal is continuous. You cannot consider that a contract,
you become
because
employed.
you have continuous activity, so you become permanently employed. And they'll, BEGU, Banking, Insurance and General Workers Union, has taken up this matter before. This has happened in 2010. And the government has had to pay in the past. So it seems that if they're not learning from their mistakes, so if you've done this before, you say, well, you learn your lesson, we're sorry, because that's how you wanted to be elected. You learn your lesson, you're sorry, you say, well, we wouldn't do such a thing, right? Why repeat it? Why repeat it? So you've worked for 15 years, you don't think somebody will deserve a little bit of severance? Something for their contribution to society?
I believe so. It is only fair. But there have been, I've been hearing the voice notes and people giving the contributions, and a lot of persons are saying, you know, they've worked 10 years, some have worked 20 years, some have worked more than that, some have worked 8 years, and they've worked continuously.
Yes.
In these programs.
Yes.
Now, what I want to ask you is, are we seeing any structured plan from the state to transition them into a new job or into a permanent employment?
Well, we're definitely not seeing anything.
So then we could say that it was just simply termination, and that was it.
So it's simply termination and abandonment. Because again, is it that they are not citizens of Trinidad and Tobago? Because in one hand, you're saying that we want to provide for the citizens, it will be a better tomorrow. But in the other hand, we have no provisions whatsoever. And it would be remiss of me not to include the concerns of the regularly employed comrades other than the URP and CPEP. We have comrades across in Sumcol, we have comrades in Kiriri, we have comrades in St. Jude's, True Value. And what we see in these state organizations or state-owned organizations is that there is no type of transaction taking place with negotiations. We've written to speak to these ministers, to the line ministry. The Honorable Dr. Suat Singh, we've been asking to speak with you to discuss a number of issues with job evaluation, to speak about the grading system, reclassification and negotiations, and we've heard nothing back. And as if to say that you all do not answer to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. We are the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, and we are entitled to that service.
So the ministers are they not paying any mind?
They're not paying any mind to the circumstances. Only when things catch a fire.
Yeah, when they start to gas them in the media, they come and everyone to usher.
You know that it is a priority to speak with us. We have workers who are saying that they're being abused by management.
Right.
And we've asked the government to intervene in these circumstances. We said, well, listen, we are a changing government. Right? And we're saying that we want a change overall. Intervene where management are abusing persons, and we see nothing taking place. We see in Sumcol, we have complete and total stagnation of the negotiation. People are living on 2016 salaries in 2026. Have you been to the grocery deal?
That's crazy.
You seen the price of cheese?
Brother, I went to the grocery the other day to just buy something to make a quick pot and left the grocery dumbfounded because I spent over $300 and something, and I'm watching, and all I pick up is a pack of seasoning, I pick up some meat, I pick up some chive and celery, I pick up a little peony, right?
Well,
and some to drink.
You pick up plenty.
And three something, close to about $400 and something.
I need to tell you, when the comrades come to the office and cry, when they come to the office and cry, they're saying poor people can't eat meat.
Yeah, no, you can't.
They're saying poor people
no, you
cannot
can't.
eat
You have to
meat.
choose. You have to choose. Look, remember, we are all about realness and going straight to the point, right? I am currently now in a state, because you know sometimes people just watch you and believe that you're rich, you're rich, you're big in the dance. And I'm currently at a state of transition.
Right.
And in this state of transition, let me tell you something. This out here ain't for the weak, you know. You know what it is you have to go somewhere to make money. You have $100 in your pocket. Your gas tank, the E is on, the light is on. You ain't it for the day. And you have to make a decision. Would $60 get me to where I have to go? And buy something to eat to sustain you. And then you're talking about after that, like I had a conversation with my landlord. I'm telling him, I said, bro, under pressure, you know. He watched me. He said, I thought you was a millionaire. You could pay your rent months in advance. And I'm like, no, seriously, I am under it, because at the end of the day, things have become so hard, even for the members of the media, even for entrepreneurs, even for business owners. It is not easy. And if I am going through what I'm going through, where I have to go in the grocery and have to count 4 or 5 times because I don't want the embarrassment when I reach by the cashier, for the cashier to tell me $1 off and I don't have that dollar.
You have to put shame in your face to put back the item.
Brother, I don't have it in me to beg. And I think I'm too pretty to go in the jail. But the thing about it is, this is reality. This is real.
Well, Dale, I want to compound it for you. If you, as a grown adult, see the struggles of the cost of living, which has doubled.
Yeah, it has doubled.
You see the struggles of the cost of living. Imagine sending children to school.
Without,
Imagine the child's embarrassment. He cannot pack juice. Because a case of juice is over $70, $80.
Correct. Yeah, you can't pack juice, you can't pack snack, you can't pack nothing.
So when is the government going to get involved in state organizations, negotiations to bring them up to date? Is it that we have HRs just to clock in? What is the function of HRs if they are not negotiating? We have absolutely nothing taking place with negotiation for years. For absolutely years. Yet there are people employed there. Then they're receiving money under false pretenses. Why are we employing HRs in state organizations where they are unionized, they have an RMU, and they don't have the capability of conducting negotiations? I promise them more. I promise the comrades more, and we have to provide them that. Because at the end of the day, we speak for the people who are not heard. And we are the right place, so we've come to Daily Voice so that we can be the voice of the people that are being exploited.
Yeah, that is the mission. We come to butter it up.
It is excessive now, we are saying.
It's still draconian?
It is extremely draconian. It's dystopian, if I may.
Wow.
Dale, we have to take into consideration this fact. We said that we wanted change. We said that the previous administration was not providing what we needed as a citizenry. We said we give them change. They said be patient with us. We said we'll be patient with the government. The government has now come in. We want to make sure that they have adequate time and opportunity to execute the interests of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. On the 28th, which is a few days from now, we'll make it 1 year. My question is, when so? When so? When do we win? When will we win? If we cannot win after a year, when will it happen? Should we stay silent and continue to take the abuse? Because they're not only depriving us, they're abusing us. Where we have comrades in the state-owned organizations and even comrades at URP, when they decided to form, when they say, well, listen, we're going to get a union and we're going to strengthen ourselves and we're going to have collectivism, they start abusing them. They start victimizing them. You know what it is like for somebody to victimize you? For it to see, it's to be treated less favorable, everybody getting gratuitous treatment. But you, why are you not getting it? Because you raise your voice. Don't say nothing. If you say something and get nothing this month, you're pay alone late.
Stick that pin right there. We're going to pay some bills. We'll be right back.
Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From news to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice.
Everyone, I am the Reverend Clifford Rawlins, minister of the Diego Martin United Church and a published author. I am inviting you to join me on Real TV for Honest to God, where we are honest with what Scripture is and says, and addressing topical issues in Christianity in a postmodern context and post-colonial Caribbean landscape. Provocative, controversial, stimulating, and above all, openly honest. Every Tuesday at 2 to 3 p.m. right here on Real TV.
Honest to God, I'm coming clean. Honest to God.
Are you looking for the right space for your business? Fred's Plaza has the space you need. We offer professional rental spaces designed for growing businesses. Conveniently located in San Juan on the Eastern Main Road, opposite the PTSC terminal and between Royal Castle and Mario's. Easy access, high visibility. For inquiries, call or WhatsApp 868-384-7142 today, or visit Level 3 Fred's Plaza for details.
Hi, I'm Zalisa Budusing Rupani, and I'm inviting you to join me for Conversations with Zalisa right here on Real TV. It's not just another talk show, it's a space for real stories, real insight, and real impact. We cover it all: health, law, parenting, relationships, drug and substance abuse, mental health, social issues, and so much more, with expert guests who help bring clarity to life's most important questions. So whether you're looking to be informed, empowered, or simply inspired, this show is for you. Weekdays at 10 a.m. with repeats on Real TV.
Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From news to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From music drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice.
Straight to the point, we're getting straight to it here. For those of you all that are now joining in with us, I want to say good afternoon and welcome. I'm joined here with Labor Relations Officer, Comrade Javon Roach, who we're dealing with issues, and I think I've been learning a lot too as well, even in terms of the representation and the representatives that the people, or the comrades I should say, that Big Woo takes care of on a daily basis. And I know we're dealing first and foremost with the entities of URP, CPEP, those from the forestry, Pure, and all these other entities that would have been, I would say, in my words, unjustly retired without compensation. And I'm watching the comment section here, and I am literally getting chest pains, because it is one thing to invest your time into something. I don't know how I will feel 15, 20 years into something where at that point I believe that I have some level of comfort, security, safety. I put on my clothes and I leave to go to work, and I'm greeted with a document. Somebody had said not in an envelope. So there's a level of disrespect as well.
There's a disrespect.
Right? So a letter, and this letter is given to me with immediate effect.
Deal in some instances, some people weren't allowed in the building.
What?
They weren't allowed in the building. Some people weren't allowed in the building. They were told to wait outside, and they were given these letters.
Jesus.
I am telling you, it is inhumane. And you said that these people were retired. It's suggestive, and I know it's a play on words, but the struggle with that is, even if you were retired, you knew, you had an anticipation.
Yeah. There was a build-up.
These people were rejected and dejected.
Yeah.
You are now saying to these people, well, you know what? I want to discard of you. Because that's what they were. They were discarded. We no longer want the services of the URP, CPEP, Pure Forestry, etc. So we now discard of these individuals and say, you know what, go ahead. And the misinformation in the public deal is this, that it is suggestive of, well, we're just dealing with the people with the 10 days.
Right.
We're just dealing with the people who are working on the streets. But these were the administrators, the supervisors, the coordinators, and deputy managers in the offices. These weren't just simply the people on the street. It included them. But it was primarily the persons who were working on a day-to-day basis in the office.
Wow.
And the struggle with that is, if you know that you work in the office and people are relying on you for information, I want you to think about that. You work in the office. A man come off the street doing a 10 days, he come to find out from you what's going on.
Right.
And you watching this man in dismay because they now tell you, go home, come out of the building. And understand this, comrades. This has no friend or favor in this circumstance. They didn't try to identify if you vote one administration.
No. Everybody was
Everybody
got it. Everybody got it. Because all of the goals.
Situation where these people are political collateral damage without assessment of if you wanted that change.
So let me ask you this question. Is still the reinstatement, or is reinstatement still the goal?
Yes,
or has the union shifted to compensation and alternative settlements, or what is?
I wanted you to finish that question because I wanted to answer it in comprehensiveness.
Right.
The aspects involved in a trade dispute speaks to several things based on the circumstances of each individual case.
Right.
So if you are a 31-year-old individual and you know you have life in you, you feel well you could go on, you want reinstatement, because to our knowledge, to the public's knowledge, they have not formally closed URP.
Correct.
So you still have the option for
So continue to work.
reinstatement with compensation
Right,
for
for the
loss
time.
of salary, right?
Yeah, loss of income.
So where you are the loss of income, of course the union will be putting forward some figures, some handsome figures, because we have some defamation inside of there too.
Right.
Right? So we have some handsome figures we'll be submitting in the court for these workers. Now there are some persons, because of their proximity to retirement, reinstatement is not practical. And we will be asking for compensation in lieu of reinstatement. Right? So that each case will be assessed individually based on its own merits to treat with that circumstance. Right? And that's why we're proud. The Banking, Insurance and General Workers Union is proud of our ability to educate our membership so that they are all aware of what they're entitled to and what we can treat with when we file a trade dispute.
Right.
And we try to share this information, and that's why it's important, Dale, that we are here this afternoon with you to share that information to the URP workers so they understand to collect the information, because I will add to compound the issue. When they gave these letters, some of these letters had inaccurate dates of employment. Now, here's how this affects you, Dale. If they tell you your date of employment is shorter by 5 years,
right,
your payment
will be shorter by 5 years.
Shorter by 5 years. So we made sure that persons gather the required information and documentation regarding their employment.
But let me ask you this. Did the government ever consulted with you all or anything like that before they made their decisions in terms of this?
What's heartbreaking is, firstly, no. To answer that question, they didn't. And two, that we would have written to them on several occasions. We wrote to the line minister, we wrote to the head of the program, we wrote to several managers asking for a meeting to start discussing. Well, listen, we're hearing rumors, we're seeing things, people being sent home. Let's have a conversation. And to this date, and I repeat, to this date, we have had no formal conversation with any of the administrative individuals at government pertaining to these trade disputes that we
The minister who this falls under would be the Khadija Amin.
Yes, please.
Yeah. And you know, 8 months ago, I think it would have been after I spoke to you, I called Ms. Amin, and I would have to probably find that clip, you know, where she made certain statements, and I want to make sure that whatever I'm saying it categorically correct. Because, you know, sometimes I don't want ministers and things to say, I come in on the TV and lie on them. But if after 8 months and several attempts from the unions that represent the people, I mean, the union is there to represent. The union is there because the union have the knowledge, the expertise, the legal parameters, and everything that goes with it to secure. And I mean, what's so hard? In fact, let me just say what's so hard. The ministers are busy.
I'm tempted.
No, but this is straight to the point, you know.
I beg the question. Before election, he was doing walkthroughs.
No, but there was meeting with people, there was talking with people. I have good relations with a certain minister, and I am telling you, live on national TV here today, because there are many ministers, when they were canvassing, they were calling me, they'll come, we're walking around here and there, they'll come, this, that, and the other. And we was doing interviews left, right, and center. And as they got into office, I could show you my phone. I tell no lie. Some of them ain't even getting blue ticks.
You could imagine how we feel. Just imagine how we feel.
Some of them ain't getting blue ticks. So till I feel some of them like I had to change my number. And when I come on the TV, there is answer strange number sometimes. So when your number has suspicious looking numbers in it, you understand? It look like a thing for the lotto. Anything close to $1 million, there is answer here. And when you answer them now and you ask them, hey, XYZ, so. I remember I called a minister, and the minister tell me it have lines and procedures. I said, but when I go through the procedures, you're not answering. You're running from the media. And the thing about it is that I don't mind things not going the right way, you know. What I mind and I think that I would appreciate more is that our governments, and when I say governments mean those in power and those in opposition to it, take responsibility and answer the people. As bad as it may be. So even if it is you have to come and say, here what's going on, we mess up, you know, but give me some time, let me fix it. And I feel that's why I can't be a politician, you know.
Well, that's the problem in our society. You question whether or not the right people end up in politics all the time. Because you've hit the nail on the head. The issue is treating with the people. And it goes from URP, goes straight back to the same workers that we represent at state organizations. I will tell you, Dale, we represent Republic Bank workers, right? At
Republic?
Bank. Yes.
Okay.
And we've started negotiations, we've made proposals and so forth. Lo and behold, we see articles that the government is now involved in the board of Republic Bank. And to date, this has now affected our counter proposal.
Wow.
So we ask the question, if you're involved in Republic Bank, this should enhance the benefits
It's supposed
of workers.
to. It's supposed to.
Right? This should enhance it, and yet we are not seeing this enhancement. Where is the instruction to the CPO to make sure that all of these collective agreements is brought up to date? Why every year you do a cabinet note, you do a budget? Why is it that you could budget for the increase in flour, you budget for the increase in rum, you budget for the increase in everything else but salaries?
It's crazy.
So everything else has a value in Trinidad and Tobago but the salaries of workers?
Maybe if you had walked the road with them and
well, I think that's not even helping their comrades, because I know comrades that have walked the road with them and they are in the struggle with us too.
The big green party.
Yeah, they're still in the struggle with us too. It is a continuous struggle.
So
because
then what is I want to stay away from that.
I want to say that our silence is the problem.
Time to make noise.
Trinidad and Tobago, our silence is the problem. If we do not speak up on the issues affecting us, they will continue to abuse us. What we allow is what will continue. And that is the true struggle we are experiencing. On May 1st, we have something called May Day that speaks to the challenges that workers would have experienced historically.
Right.
And it's an international activity. We will be at San Fernando. And of course, Begu will be in their red at San Fernando in their numbers. And we're encouraging comrades to make their placards. We're encouraging the URP workers to come with their placards to highlight their issues again. Because if you are silent, no one will pay attention.
A closed mouth will never be fed. I learned that in the later part of my life. Closed mouth will never be fed.
We have to make the noise. I know there are a lot of comrades, my fellow comrades, who may not like the fact that we may bring certain issues to the limelight. But the reality of it is, I've stayed silent. We've given you 1 year.
Yeah, a whole year, nothing.
We've given you 1 year, and we've seen no progress. We talk to CEOs, we talk to managers, and they keep saying, well, we're waiting on the CPO's response, we're waiting on the Ministry of Finance response. And we see very little to nothing taking place.
There are no money. So
even if you don't have the money, Dale, you still have to treat with us. Money is not the only part of a collective agreement. You have not even started negotiations, which brings into question the competency of the people in charge. We have a lot of the state organizations that have a lot of acting CEOs and acting HR, acting general managers. When are you going to confirm people in positions? When are they going to be advertised? You have a lot of people that are on contract work in government places. When the government, past and present, indulging and encouraging this contract work and creating instability. Because contract work means some of them have no vacation, because short-term contract means they have no sick leave, etc. When you have these things taking place in state organizations and government employment, what you leaving for the private sector? So you setting the worst example to the private sector. These things need to be sanitized.
But wow.
Comrade, I want to say and I have to say, because I have the opportunity to say it and we have the opportunity to represent the underprivileged. We have to speak to the fact that you had one simple opportunity to treat with negotiations and terms and conditions for all workers.
So you're telling me, I just want to make sure that I understand. From the beginning of termination to now, there has been no discussions.
So, and I want to make sure that we capture it. For URP workers, there was no discussions with the workers prior, nor the union, who made contact with the line ministry to identify us as their representative in this particular circumstance. There was no discussion whatsoever. None.
Wow.
And again, the Retrenchment Act dictates. It dictates. It doesn't say you may. It's not sometimes that if you feel to and if it's convenient to you. It dictates that you have a conversation 45 days before the person's employment ends. And you see someone who has been working for 15 years, 20 years even,
Wow.
who have been diligently performing for 20 years. And you say to them, go home. You come to work at the end, somebody hands you a letter. If you do get into the building, go home.
That's like a spit in the face.
Well, God don't sleep, you know.
And here what I want to say to you, I want to ask you. In terms of, I mean, it's strongly challenging the dismissals in terms of in URP and CPEP. But my question to you is, and I would let you answer that when we come back from the break, where exactly does that fight stand today in terms of legally and practically? We got to pay some bills and we got to be right back. I think this is an opportunity for all the comrades, all of you all that are out there, especially for those that would have faced instances with this, because when we come back, I also want you all to call in and give us some of your stories. But we're going to pay those bills. I want you to share the live with your friends, share the YouTube link, share the TikTok, tell them we're on cable, wherever they are at, if it is on Digicel, channel 32, Green Dot 26, Air Link 25, B Mobile 110, Amplia 116, YouTube, and the Tego app. So there's no excuse not to see, and there's no excuse not to connect with us. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to come back with more. Stay tuned.
Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From use the drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice.
Real TV, where we keep it real all day, every day. If you're loving the entertainment, the news, and all the content we bring, then don't just watch, be part of the movement. Follow us on every platform you use: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you name it. Share this with your family and friends, your group chat. Let them know Real TV is the new wave. Real TV, news, entertainment, information, bringing reality to you.
Broadcast your yagnas, weddings, and Hindu celebrations live on Real TV. Share your special moments with us. Share your devotion with the nation. Call us at 373-8946 or email realtv.corporate@gmail.com to host your celebration today.
Let's get straight to the point. I am Dale Edwards, Dale the Voice, and we're going to get straight to the point right here on Real TV. Join me Monday to Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. when we talk the hard truth. We're not beating around the bush. We're getting straight to the point, dealing with real issues, social, politics, and much more. Monday to Friday, the only place to be is right here on Real TV.
If you want real talk, this is your choice. Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From use the drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Yeah, straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From use the drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice.
We're back on the inside, and I want to say thank you guys for sticking and staying with us here on Real TV. And you know, Real TV and straight to the point kind of go hand in hand. It's a nice little marriage, because in order to be real, you have to be straight to the point.
Yeah.
You know, and I pray in terms of with this show that it grows from strength to strength, because my mandate over the years, I think I've been on the media more than 15 years.
Wow. Wow.
Right? And the name Deal the Voice, I didn't give that to myself. And it has always been something where creating that platform and creating that opportunity for the voiceless, for the people that have no voice. Because they will come and they will say the same thing, and then they will come on my platform and it will go viral, it will be heard. And I don't mind that if I lose everything, that a man can get his justice, that a man could be heard, so that he could live and move forward. Because I think that is something that is most important. So I know before the break, I ask you in terms of where are we heading, in terms of the direction, legally, practically, where are we going?
Thanks for that, Dale. So, comrades, it's important that you all know where we are at our current position. BIGU, Banking, Insurance and General Workers Union, has filed over 1,000 trade disputes pertaining to URP, CPEP, Pure and Forestry. URP alone, I will tell you, has taken up majority of those.
Wow.
So we have the trade dispute at the court, and of course the process would have involved making submissions, a report to the Ministry of Labour, where they would schedule a conciliation meeting. We had the conciliation meeting.
Right, and nothing came out of that.
Nothing came. As a matter of fact, there are things I wouldn't speak of, but the comrades remember that experience, and they were happy to see how passionate the union was, and the union president was, Comrade Don Devonish, was at that point in time. Because he was utterly disgusted by the approach of the ministry pertaining to this particular matter. So that did not bear any fruit. And of course, we escalated it to the industrial court.
Right.
So where we escalated it to the industrial court, the court would have then shared with the union case management dates. And what the court is inviting is a consolidation of all trade disputes, because it is the same matters. So we have a consolidation of all trade disputes. And what the court is also advising is that we put forward our evidence and arguments, right, inclusive of witness statements, etc. In addition to those, we have had some comrades who come in late. So not all comrades come in time. Not all comrades had the information
to submit the cases in question, right?
And to join the union. So what we did is we made sure that we had all of them together, because that's what they want. They want us to be divided so that they can conquer. So we consolidated and have a collective application to the court for all of these 1,000+ matters. And the court has been providing some dates, which we'll communicate with the comrades privately, of course. Right? So in terms of matters, the matters are all at the industrial court there, and we are receiving directions from the court in terms of hearing dates, where these workers will have the opportunity to bring forward their case as to why they should be given a remedy / damages for the way they were treated.
Right. Okay. So, you could play all right, so we just want to fix one little thing, and we'll be right back. Don't touch the dial. We'll be right back after this.
Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From news to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Yeah, straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From news to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From news to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice. Yeah, straight to the point, we not beat round the bush. Straight to the point, yeah, we cut through the bush. From news to drama, truth in every voice. If you want real talk, this is your choice.